wanted to throw out. I need to redact a statement that I did in an earlier episode of the podcast. When I was talking about podcasts leaving us and not saying anything.
The hiatus.
Yes. So I referenced Cartoons That Curse, and they had just come back Thursday and posted one today. And now I kind of feel bad because, and I still stand by what I said. If they would have just released like a little 3-minute episode, like not even episode, but just, hey, we can't, like, this is hard. We can't watch an entire season of a cartoon in a week and post a 2-hour-long video about it.
It's okay.
Cool. I understand. But just talk to me.
You're a Judas in the situation. It's fine. I understand.
But so that does kind of bring, like, what is your opinion on like TV shows, podcasts, whatever, taking a hiatus?
I have trust issues with it.
Yeah. Okay.
Because like I grew up with Filthy Frank, right? Of course,
as many of our generation did.
Yeah, I was a Filthy Frank kid, and it absolutely tore me apart and broke my heart when I found out that he was leaving.
Okay, but that wasn't a hiatus. He was like, he was done.
But like in my head, I remember thinking to myself, "There's no way this is it," right?
And you were holding out hope. Like he's gonna come back.
Yeah, I was sitting at the door. When's he coming home?
Tail wagging.
I was waiting at the bus stop, waiting for him to come, and I was like, "Please,
where is he?
Joji, George, please."
Yeah, it's been 3 hours or 3 years. I can't tell.
I don't know anymore. I need another Man Reads Comments video, please. Give me a taste, man. That's all I want.
Yeah.
No, but I guess that's what it is. I always worry about it. I haven't had a creator do that to me in a really long time, but I will say that every time it has happened, it just tears me apart, dude. I mean, because like I think we said it before. Sometimes my mental health, my daily mental health, really does rely on whether or not they're gonna record a podcast or do a video for me or something.
Right. It's so with the whole Cartoons That Curse thing, it was kind of like a bad breakup at first. Like you don't like. I was like going back every week, like refreshing, seeing if they posted anything.
She'll call.
Who are they hanging out with? What is going on here? Where are you? Who's that? Who's that you're with?
Hey, I saw you post on Instagram. It's just been a minute since we've talked. I just wanted to.
You kind of leave me in the dark here. I don't know where we stand.
I know it's been 6 months,
and
you said go die in hell. But still holding out hope.
Yeah, and then this last episode that they just did is like the "Hey you up" text.
Oh yeah, exactly.
It's like, no, they do care.
Yeah, after months of you sending them inspirational quotes.
Just, good morning, beautiful. Hey. Love what you do.
She is
Please
fierce.
Come back.
Yeah, she is fierce. She is fire. She is queen. And like, yeah, it's always read too. Yeah. You know, and then before you know, it's delivered, and you're like, oh God,
why did I do
she's
that?
Not even opening my text anymore.
Yeah, just leave me on read. But then I get the "Hey you up" text, and I'm
like
on
a drug
top
addict.
Of it.
You're just right back to it.
Jonesing again, man.
You're like you wake up at 2 a.m. You look at the podcast notifications up, new upload, Cartoons That Curse, and you're like, oh, your heart flutters a little bit.
Yep.
There's like butterflies.
I get butterflies.
I shouldn't.
I really shouldn't.
But you know, I mean, they wouldn't be texting me if they didn't need anything.
Exactly. What if they're in trouble? What if they're in trouble? I need to help.
My CDs are in his car. I need to get my CDs back.
I rated them 5 stars. Like I'm kind of dedicated at this point.
Yeah. It's your favorite Uber driver. That's what you do.
Yeah, that's it.
You keep texting him. I told you to stop texting me. I gave you my personal phone number because I was worried about you. Okay, we're still playing hard to get. Yeah. I get it.
It's all right. It's all right. I will be patient. I will be. You will run to me at one point.
It's funny. There's what's that movie with Steve Carell and Ryan Gosling? Crazy Stupid Love.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There's the scene where I think the dad talks to the kid and he's like, "You never give up on her. You keep chasing her, right, or whatever."
Then what about mom?
Exactly. Well, right. Well, yeah, that. But it's like the unwanted attention, and that's what you're giving the podcasters.
Yeah.
They're tired of you hitting them up in their DMs. It's been 6 years since I've done the slime cast, bro. It's time to move on.
I can never move on.
Yeah.
You're the love. You were soulmates.
You were the best slime podcaster I've ever met. Yeah, I know I wasn't in the target demographic, but I'm still here for you. I wonder what that podcast would sound like. It's 3 hours of a guy telling you how to make slime, and then the last hour is him having a guest on, and they talk about their favorite slimes.
Oh, okay. So they never actually make the slime. It's just them talking about slime.
It's like 1,200 episodes.
I would watch it.
They did it for years.
I'd be there. I'm down.
It's one of those podcasts.
I'm gonna text that podcast in the middle of the night.
It's one of those podcasts where they're like, "Hey, what's up? It's Giorgio, and we're gonna do a little slime podcast for you today." And you're like, "I know this isn't for me, but I love it."
I'm down. I'm with it.
All right, let's hit the intro.
The Southwest has been home to the most infamous outlaws, from Billy the Kid to Neil Patrick Harris. Safe to say, legends have wandered these deserts. And if you listen closely, you can almost hear the wind whisper their story over this barren land. Well, these two gunslingers, they have their own story to tell. They're shooting from the hip.
I feel like those are the worst types of breakups. It's the ones where they leave a little bit of hope.
Yeah. There's no closure.
Yeah. You know, like, I don't know about you, but being an internet kid, that happened all the time.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I would make a relationship with someone online, right? And they lived in like Missouri or something. And I would be like,
And here we hear about how Juan got catfished.
yeah, it was a 68-year-old man named Tobias who was just interested in talking about Legos with
with 14-year-old you.
I find it really interesting that, like, growing up in the generation of like online, you create these relationships with people you've never met, talk to them for like 3 weeks straight. And of course, when you're young, you're like, oh, I love this person. I love them so much, Mom. I wanna go out and see them. And then before you know it, like, you don't remember their name or anything.
Yeah.
You know, and it's been 7 months since they've been on AOL online or MySpace. And you keep sending them a message. Hey, been a minute. And then you like try to hit them with like an inside joke, like, how many horses does it take to pull a carriage? Are you there?
Just talk to me.
Why aren't you responding? I know I did something wrong.
What did I do wrong? Whatever it is, I'm sorry.
Yeah. And it was always funny because the profile picture was clearly like a catfish.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was like a goth
This
girl.
Pamela Anderson.
Yeah. I was hitting on a 35-year-old woman in my head. Meanwhile, on the other side, it's like it was either like a 60-something-year-old man or like a 12-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like another 12-year-old.
And it was like
I wasn't talking to 12-year-olds on the internet, like,
now.
not being 12.
You were 12.
Let's make that clear. I was 12 at the time.
The FBI is knocking on our door at this moment.
FBI, open
You're
up.
surrounded.
Just a moment. Dude, that's going to be the sound for the whole episode.
Yep. It's decided.
Some people have the, you know, we have.
Nice.
I won't use it again.
That is a damned lie, and you know it.
But how about you? Did you ever have that experience growing up?
I was like not much of an internet kid.
Oh, you were weird.
Yes, I was.
Okay.
I was. I never had social media. Never had any of that shit. So
You still don't, right?
still don't. closest thing I have is YouTube.
Lucky you, man. You should see the comments on some of these.
Yeah,
It's mostly negative. I don't know why we keep doing these.
Well, I'm living in blissful ignorance, so
Yeah. People hate watch us.
as far as I know, everybody fucking loves it.
People are we start doing advertising and people are buying our products just
To
spite.
set on fire.
Yeah, exactly. Sending us videos. This is you in 3 months. Thanks for supporting the podcast. Make sure you rate, follow, and subscribe.
Yeah, I never really got into any of that, so I don't have many stories.
You had nothing as a kid? Like you never I don't know, had a messenger online or like maybe at school you had okay, what about that?
I texted.
Yeah,
That was it.
Okay, hold on. Here's something weird that I did as a kid, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people did it. Did you ever text random numbers?
No, but I've heard of that phenomenon.
Okay, I did that once or
Yeah.
twice or
A lot of
multiple
times.
But one time I remember I sent a text message to a random number and the person on the other side responded back, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
What did you send
How
them?
old? I just said, "Hey." And they went, "Hello." And I said, "How are you?" And they said, "Who is this?" And I said, "Just someone looking for someone to talk." You know?
Okay, but see, that's funny. That's funny because as far as I understand on social media and whatnot, that's normal.
Yeah.
But
But
when you're texting like somebody's personal number,
Well,
I
see-
could see that being a little alarming.
well, see, as an adult, I can see why I would also be angry at that.
Yeah,
Because I would be like, first off, I don't want a 14-year-old
friend.
you
That.
know? Like I probably texted some. Yeah.
Yep, that's the FBI again. Thanks.
Oh no. I probably texted some 32-year-old dude who just got off of work.
Yeah, just got done at the factory.
Yeah. It
And
was just like,
here's this pissant 14-year-old fucking texting me. I just want somebody to talk to.
man, he was super upset because he was like, what if I was a pedophile, dude? What if I wanted to pick you up? And I was like,
oh.
well, I remember getting when you were a kid and you would get nervous. or
Yeah,
upset,
that
you start feeling your body get hot and your head gets hot and you're like, oh,
yeah, I'm in trouble.
like this dude's gonna show up at my house
yeah, like he can
and be like, well, he texted me, so I'm allowed now. And my
he
mom
texted me, so I'm allowed to
Yeah.
take him.
and my mom's like, well,
You did text him, dude. Like,
It's
I'm
the
sorry.
rule. This is the rule one. You have to learn.
What did I tell you about talking to people that you don't know?
Oh no.
Stranger
that.
danger, remember?
It's like that Arrested Development bit where the guy who keeps getting his arm ripped off every time they need to make sure they learn a lesson.
Yeah.
You know?
He gets injured somehow.
Exactly. Why? Why didn't you just tell me the milk was not full? And that's why you always leave a note. That stuck with me.
Yeah.
And I watched that when I was 17.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I get it. I would be upset as well.
Right.
Like right now, if I was
So what was the worst experience that you had texting a random number?
that.
That one.
Well,
Okay. I mean, that could be traumatizing. I understand.
Well, because it was always one of the two things, right? Because the other thing was you would get a text, and as a dude, especially when I was 12 in middle school, I was a bit of an ugly duckling.
Okay.
You know? I would one time I remember this is how much it affected me. One time I remember getting a text from a girl and her being like, "Hey," and me being like, "Who's this?" And she was like, "I don't know, just texting random numbers." But it just so happened that I knew this person from school, so they clearly got my number from someone else.
Okay.
And so I was super
Well,
excited.
how did you know that was the person then?
Well, because okay, it gets worse. Because you're 12 and you have a phone, no limitations.
Right. Freedom.
Dad's working all the time. Mom doesn't speak English. So I got a text from this girl and she was like, "Send me a picture." And so of course I was like, "Sure, yeah, whatever." Didn't know it was her yet. I was just sending a random number a picture. And then I said, "Send one back." And then they sent it back, and I was like, "Oh, I know this person from school." And at the time, I was dumb enough to be like, "What a coincidence that you would text my number."
Man, that's just serendipitous.
But I remember before getting the text, being all the picture, being like, "Oh, dude, a chick."
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna talk to a girl today. Hitting my homie up
Yeah.
homie, not homies,
Homie, the
my
one.
one friend,
Yeah.
hitting him up and being like, dude, a chick just texted me online or texted me my phone. And then like getting the picture, and this is going to sound shitty, but I was really disappointed.
That it was that one. Oh, it had to be her?
Yeah. Like in my head. Yeah. Cause you know, me like little, like bald, big,
You were,
thick.
I guess I didn't go to the same middle school as you.
I had like a buzz cut.
That up until like 12, that was the haircut for me, was buzz cut.
Yeah, no, that went into like 15.
Yeah.
Not 14. Nah,
Well, because it's
13.
cheap. Like your dad could do it at home. So
Exactly. That's what it was. My brothers would just be like, let's give him a rat tail.
Which your brothers have very nice hair. I don't understand why they did you dirty like
I was
that.
the youngest brother, dude.
That's fair.
Yeah, growing up with brothers, that's
That's
the
it.
survival. Yeah. I
Surprised they didn't just shave a penis into your head.
well, they did something worse. They convinced me that the braid that Anakin Skywalker has,
The rat tail?
Well, so you know how he has that nasty like long braid in Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
I was convinced like, oh, this
That's
is the
cool.
look.
Yeah.
And so they're like, dude, let's do it. You know? So they braided it. And bro, I will never forget walking into school the next day, 6th grade probably, and just having like a dude in 8th grade who's like 10 times the size of me go, what is this? And then just pull it.
Oh God.
And me being like, oh, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, everything changed.
mean.
And
That's
then I went on to judge someone for not being attractive enough to talk to me.
Yeah. Good people make mistakes, Juan.
Set my standards high at an early age. Is what I'm trying to get here. No, man, but I just find it funny because we really just put ourselves in danger a lot as kids.
Yeah.
We were genuinely the generation of like, dude, do you remember? I think it's called Omegle now, but like back when we were younger, it was called like chat roulette,
Okay, I've heard of that. Like in it, like
live video.
Yeah.
Have you
It's
ever used it?
No, but I've watched the videos of people using it.
Okay, so essentially you put yourself on a webcam,
Right.
and then chat roulette does what like roulette,
Mm-hmm.
and you meet random strangers online. And like 90% of the time it's a dude jacking off, right? And that's
I've heard the stories.
But you know, as a teenage boy, you're like maybe
if?
once. Maybe once, you know.
It's not a man.
Yeah, what if it's a chick, dude, you know? And that's like the depression of being that age, because you would just sit there with your boys and just be like, oh,
But maybe the next one.
yeah, and then like you'd finally get to someone and you'd be like, hi, how are you?
It's another nerdy kid like you.
Yeah, and they'd be like, hey, how are you? Where are you from? I'm from, give exact location and address.
Yeah.
And then
831 La Cruz.
I'm in the green trailer. You'll find a Hyundai out front.
A Hyundai. So I think that might be the difference. I grew up with a very like large mistrust of
The internet.
the online, the WWWs. I grew up with a large distrust of it, and I'm not sure quite where it stemmed from, because like my parents were just like we both actually grew up not necessarily poor, but
No, yeah,
pretty poor.
Yeah, like no internet money. type of
Exactly.
poor, yeah.
Until you were like 10 or something. Even though it's existed since 5 years before you were born.
It was kind of like the lower middle class thing. you
Yeah.
know? Your parents had,
A computer.
Yeah,
It
one
was in
computer.
the living room.
and like 90% of the time, all you did on it was play Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Right.
Or pinball.
Yeah. Or like you had to use it for homework
Yeah.
and sit there for 2 hours as one web page comes up.
I remember when we got internet the first time at the house, I invited a friend over, and the way that I invited them over was, come to my house, we have internet.
And that was like the biggest thing.
No, and I remember the kid looking at me like, okay.
Oh, and say I would have been like, dude, you have
Right.
internet?
So they would come over, and I would like go to youtube.com and
Wait 5 hours for one video.
to watch Weird Al's Eat It.
Yeah. But yeah, so I don't know quite where it stemmed from, because my parents didn't like have a large knowledge of how online shit worked, but I guess large enough to know that it has potential danger.
You were wise beyond your years.
I was like, I don't want to fuck with too much as far as this. I don't understand it completely, So I'm just going to keep a healthy distance.
What did you think was going to happen?
I don't know. That's the thing.
Oh,
Like,
it was
I
the
did,
fear of the unknown.
yeah.
that kept
Like
you from-
like maybe they could just track this fucking computer out of nowhere because
and then
of science.
and then before you know it, it's
yeah, exactly.
all right. He
I'm done.
texted me. He messaged me.
Exactly.
No,
I'm
Mom,
like-
I don't want to go. Honey,
You
these
texted
are the
him.
rules. Come on, pack your things.
And it still exists to this day. I don't put my email address on like anything
Yeah.
unless it's legitimately for work.
See, you're smart because like
Or lame.
no, because like I'll be like I'll go on the internet. I'll be like, oh, free Domino's discount. Sure, I'll give them my email. And then before I know it, I've got like 10 emails and it's like
Here's a new coupon.
I've requested $10,000 worth of Bitcoin from you, and I'm like,
How?
maybe I shouldn't have put my email in.
Yeah. It's the Nigerian prince. I just need like $2,000 to claim my 10 million, and I'll give you a cut.
I'd be really pissed off if that was actually a thing, though. Because like
And you missed out because of the stigma.
we've been told not to trust them, and this entire time they were genuinely just trying to be cool.
Yeah, it's like that Family Guy skit where it's the guy giving away free candy. And Peter's like, I'm not supposed to talk to you. And then the newspaper comes out, kid wins lifetime supply of candy. And then the next time it's actually a child molester.
Hate when that happens. That happened imagine that happening to you as an adult, though.
Like somebody,
Yeah, you would get in a
somebody's
van.
on the side of the road,
Right.
offering you free candy.
Like you see a kid about to go into a van, and you
Oh.
run over and you're like, hey, no,
Yeah,
and you
fuck off,
push
guy.
the kid out, and he's like,
That's my free candy.
and you hop in, and the guy's like,
I wanted.
What?
Okay, I get here's the
beggars
candy.
can't be choosers.
Yeah.
So where are we going?
Get out. Get
Yeah,
out.
he
This
feel-
isn't even fun anymore.
He feels bad
This guy is so stupid.
making an evil, like making a straight terrible person feel horrible for their actions because you're too dumb it's too naive
Yeah.
that even he's like, ugh.
God, this isn't even fun. Like, there's no sense of worry in his face.
Just get out of the
out of
van.
the fucking car,
Do I get the candy? Oh my,
dude.
yeah. Here, take it. Just
He gives
please.
you a Tootsie Roll. Here, I was saving it for later. Go ahead and take it.
It's warm.
Yeah, that was in my pocket.
Yeah, it's melty. You said there's like candy, like a bag of candy. Oh my. Okay, here, take the bag. And then you look like the bad guy.
Yeah.
In the situation where the child molester is kicking you out of his van. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Internet's terrifying. But it's also made me realize how much I dislike people. And it's not that I judge people. It's just that, okay, the other day I was scrolling through the old Facebook because
Okay.
I'm 50 and
That's what you use.
one of the only users left.
Well, you might find my grandpa on there.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I love old people posts on Facebook.
You could just trade Bible quotes.
Yeah, he
It's a
just
good
gives
time.
you just put your login as a status update. Delete. The comments just say delete, delete, delete. And then there's a comment from like Edna and it says like, "Hi Jim. Missed you at church today. Ed's dead. Also, baseball tournament this weekend." Like that's what it's
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That's what senior citizen Facebook looks like. And I love it.
Yeah. Anyway, you were scrolling through Facebook the other day, judging people.
Yeah, sorry.
You said you weren't judging people, but I know you were judging people.
Okay, before I go on that, I did see something really funny. It was a thing where it was like only smart people know how to do this, and then it said reply with your username and password. Too many fucking comments.
Yeah. 235 comments.
Like-
And then there's like some that are like might be a joke, like
Right,
like
yeah.
1, 2, 3,
yeah.
whatever.
Rock and roll at
Disney.com,
boo
whatever.
boo.net
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah.
Whatever.
But then there's
like at Edna at 2465.com is I'm sorry, Edna, you got
That's what most of those things on Facebook are. They're just like all those things that that are on Facebook where it's like, where did you grow up? Who was your first teacher's name? Stuff like that. Those are security questions so that they can
Okay, yeah, because
reset
I've had
your
to
password
do.
for you.
Oh,
And so like that's how they get your personal information is they'll like do some, and it's insane to me how many people will just share that type of information without even thinking about it. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, what was your first dog's name? And like some guy responds Rusty, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like, that guy is like, okay, well, there's your first security question.
I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reply with your credit card information. Well,
I just need $2,000.
I'm not
I'll
dumb.
give you the 10 million.
only the smartest people know
can
how to
do
do
this.
this. Reply with your credit card information. No, if that's what they're asking for.
I know how to do that. I'm smart enough to do that. Wait, why is my bank account empty?
Yeah, dude. It's nuts to me how often that type of stuff happens.
And I find like how often just appealing to somebody's ego is the way to go about it, and how often that works.
Well, it's because we're all egotistical.
Yeah, I can fucking do that.
Yeah, I know how to do that. I'm not scared.
Yeah. Well, it's like all those YouTube shorts, like you're within the top 5% of mental capability if you can see this in the picture. And do I finish the video? Of fucking course I do.
Now reply with your credit card information.
Yes, and every fucking time, yes, I do. But
why do I keep getting hacked? Why do people keep spending money on this?
Why is my credit score negative?
Yeah. Reply with your zip code. Don't do that, please. If there's anyone over the age of 50 who uses Facebook listening
Don't
to this,
do it.
for the love of God.
Don't do it.
We're trying to save you here. No, so I was on Facebook and I was scrolling through, and sometimes I get caught up in like the Facebook watch, like the videos, the real videos or whatever.
Okay.
Which is like,
is it like the YouTube shorts?
Yeah, but it's a little bit more of a desolate wasteland, you know?
Oh,
because
okay.
like at least like the YouTube shorts have like an algorithm that kind of catches like, oh, this guy
like
likes
cooking videos more. And
so it shows you that or whatever.
Okay.
Whereas like Facebook, it's like, you know, they find one video that might interest you and you're like, oh, this is kind of fun. And then you go to the next one, it's like a dude cutting his leg off and he's like, oh, and you're like, I didn't like that.
The last one was baking a cake.
Right.
Self-amputation. I don't see the correlation here.
But I saw this video of a dude and he goes up to like a Starbucks drive-thru and he's talking to the drive-thru lady and he's like, hey, you know, because he's got one of those voices, of course.
Yeah.
That voice. Hey, I'm trying to have fun today. Any cool hikes or trails around here? And she's like, there's a Osage Trail or whatever on. And he's like, okay, I'm going to go there. And he's like filming himself the whole time. And like as the video progresses, I just dislike this dude more and more because he's got the big green sunglasses.
Yeah, the contempt grows.
Yeah. And like he finally, like, so I guess there's like a waterfall at the end of this trail. And what I hate is that these people react like they've never seen a waterfall before. And I'm like, I want to choke them through this.
Okay.
They're like, oh, you know, and I'm like, it's a waterfall. He's like, it's so beautiful. I'm so glad I did this today. Oh, life is precious. And like every time I watch those videos, the reason I get upset is because I know you're faking it.
Oh, okay.
Because I know the
second
second the camera goes off, you're sitting
Billy,
there.
God, why did we come out here? Jesus,
No,
it's
you're
hot.
Yeah, he's sitting there and he's like, how is this my life? And he's like crying, you know, because like that's what he does for a living.
Yeah.
You know? Like it's
he just fakes his entire life.
it's horrible.
Yeah.
But I hate that. I hate react videos of where like the person overreacts and you know that they're overreacting because that's their bit.
Yeah.
Right? I've never seen a waterfall in person and like
You
cried.
never have? We have one like right around us.
I've seen a waterfall, but I've never seen a waterfall and cried tears of joy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're just like, no, that's fucking cool.
I'm like, wow.
Awesome. I'm going to go swim.
That or I'm like, cool. And then I walk away. But like these people, they're like, there's tears coming out of their eyes and they're like praising the earth and like arms spread to the sky. And
this is a religious experience.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, it's a waterfall, dude.
Like,
and like the thing is, the person who does the video, I'm sure they live in the town.
yeah.
$20 says they've seen this thing before.
Yeah, that was like their senior trip in high school or something.
Yeah, that would be like me going to one of the local like waterfalls and like filming a video of myself being like it's so amazing. Wow.
I totally haven't seen this 20 times before.
Yeah, dude, if I ever do that, just do me a favor, Old Yeller.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Just
Sorry, but it's gonna be a mice and men, dude. It's
sun's getting low. Larry.
just imagine all the waterfalls out there, Juan.
Okay, yeah, no, gosh, dude.
Yeah, I feel you though. That is definitely one of the main reasons why I have never wanted to have social media, because that shit just pisses me off so much.
Is there something that you've seen like YouTube wise that's similar to that?
Well, because a lot of the times on YouTube they'll pull like that. That's the only reason I have YouTube, is like I kind of know what's going on in the rest of the world. I'm not completely under a rock, but I don't have to subjugate myself to that world. I can just like watch the cringy compilation and be like, oh, why would anybody ever watch this? Next video. But yeah, so that's like the only way I can kind of like keep up with all of that. So like, yeah, a lot of that is like the fake reaction, or like one thing that really gets me is the fake acts of kindness. That really gets me. That really, really gets me.
You mean where there's like a homeless dude?
Yeah, I'm gonna give him $100 and see how he reacts.
There's a video that, I don't know if you ever saw him, that prankster. His name's well, he used to post a lot. It was Vitaly or whatever. He was like a Russian dude.
You might have shown me a video or two of his.
I hope not. But there's a video where like he goes out to give homeless people in like California like food and shirts and stuff, right? It's a sweet concept. And he gets there and like you got to think like there's this really sweet like emotional music playing in the background, and it's like, you know, it's like do 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 do, right? But like it's him being like, get back. There's gonna be enough for everyone. He's like raging at the homeless people because they're like walking up being like, he's like, one bag per person. And he uploaded this. He like saw the video and he went, I'm being a good person here. And like,
okay, that's alarming.
Like the oxymoron.
Yeah,
trying to like go
get
out.
back.
Get away from
Barbara, you already got a bag.
Get away from me, you filthy animals, all of you. And there's like a point where he like,
because that's going to be one of those videos where it's all of that and he like barely edits it.
Right.
But then there's the hard cut to, well, guys, I mean, I really think we made a difference today. Just looking at the joy in everybody's face, the gratitude.
And it's just really it's just a voiceover and like it's videos of him like chucking bags and like
he literally like he literally Muay Thai kicks a fucking homeless person,
and it's like it's all silent, but it's like him like
just the looks of gratitude in their face.
It's a look of despair on the homeless person's face. Oh,
just look at that one. He really likes his gift.
You know, this is why I do this. This is the reason I do this. It's to give back to the community.
Yep. Just another coin in the karma bank.
Those are, but yeah, like you said, the walking up to strangers in public places. I always love it when they're like way too like aggressive. Like when you're aggressively giving someone like a homeless person $1. Oh, it's weird, you know?
Okay. Well, okay. But then there's also like here's $100. Aren't you happy that I'm giving you $100? Like
they're like, hey, and he's like, yeah. It's like good.
He keeps looking at the camera. Yeah. You're happy, right?
I'm a good person.
You're happy, right?
Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to get in my Lamborghini now. And then he walks away and he's just, and the homeless person's like, oh.
Just right in his face.
Sorry, I won't use that again.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine being a casual, like just look into the window of that world and then walk away. I'm all right with that. I don't need it on my phone all of the time.
Is it the worst feeling in the world though? Have you like, how about like when you're driving down the street and there's a homeless person, you know, and they're looking at your car and they're looking through the window and they're looking right at you and they're like, they have a sign that says $5 or I die, and you're trying to do anything but
you keep your eyes forward.
You like their window's already up and they're standing at the window with the sign, just staring it down.
Nope. Just turns up the radio. Just turns it up a little bit more.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir,
it windy today?
Sorry, I don't have a leg. I don't know if you noticed. I had to chew it off because I'm just so hungry.
What is going on with this volume? Why isn't it turning up anymore?
Why is this red light taking so long?
God, I just want to go.
That or like when they come up and they spritz the window.
Oh, I've never had that happen. Have you had that happen to you?
I had it happen in a big city.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was in a bigger city, we were sitting in traffic and, the usual, there's like the dude crawling on his arms, like dragging his legs behind,
right.
And
Classic.
You're like, at least learn to do a fucking handstand, man, please.
Do a trick. God.
For my own sake. I don't want to see this, and by the time he gets past him, there's like a dude with like 7 lawn chairs.
Why?
You don't know why. He's not selling them. He's carrying them all. And you're like, okay, just keep looking forward. And then before you know it, you just hear the, like on the window shield and you're like,
what?
And it's just a guy
trying to clean your window with newspaper.
He's like nodding and smiling at you. And you're like, no, I don't.
What did you do? Did you turn the windshield wipers on? Or is that just me?
It's like this bug on the fucking. You just hit the spray.
God, I am a terrible person.
Like they spray your windshield, it sprays back.
Sorry, my car has a defense mechanism. I don't know. I'm not pressing the button.
Well, it's because you can't roll the window down, because if you do,
then it's
the fucking arm's gonna reach through. You start grabbing at your wallet and you're like, ah!
Just automatically finds your change cup.
What's that video of the dude where he's like, you got spare change? Oh no, man, sorry, I only got debit. That's cool. Grabs your debit card. Bing.
Yeah, it has a square with it.
He's got square.
Oh man!
Like I'd be.
It's yours now, dude. Get on. I did not expect that.
That shit sucks, dude. Like I always feel like a bad person because like there's times when I drive by them and like my windows are down. And I make direct eye contact with them, and I'm like,
"You're ghost,"
And like,
oh man!
Like I know that in their head they're like, "I hate you." I'm sorry.
I'm a human being.
Yeah, I know. Look, man, I'm not saying
food chain wise, I'm a little higher.
I'm not saying you don't deserve a sandwich. I'm just saying I'm not the one to provide for you today. Because like I used to be very kind to the homeless people, and I still kind of am. If I have a couple extra dollars, I'll be like, "Hey, here you go, brother." You know what I mean? And they're like, "Oh, thank you." It always feels good when you do that, right? But like, it's something that feels good. Like that feels only a little bit good versus how awful you feel when you don't give them money, especially if it's like a really like.
Okay, are we talking like when they ask for it or when they're just sitting there
when they're just
and
sitting
you just
there.
like walk away?
Yeah.
Well, okay, because I don't feel bad.
See, because like I've had an encounter with plenty of homeless people, and one of the things we were in a bigger city. We had just stopped at Starbucks, and we're walking back to the hotel. And as we're walking to the hotel, there's like this homeless dude, like hippie dude, selling like turquoise.
Okay.
On the sidewalk, and he's got like his shit sprawled like across the sidewalk. Like there's no way to get through it.
Oh, okay.
It's like in your way, and it's almost like his way of being like, it's either you buy something or you look like a dick.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm gonna look like a dick.
Yeah.
So I walk by, the dude makes eye contact with me, and I look back and like blood fucking shot eyes. The dude's like tan,
like not tan,
hair.
leather skin,
and he's like stares at me walking by, and I as I'm walking, I startled because I hear, "Anybody got a cigarette?" Just screams it, and he's like looking directly at me, and I'm like, "I do."
As you take a puff off.
No, I'm not smoking. It's in my pocket, but
okay.
somehow, from like apparently making eye contact with this guy.
Oh, this is a smoker.
Yeah, he mentally like understood, and I'm like, is he a wizard? Like, is there something, See, I'm saying like what I'm saying is in those situations, I don't feel as bad because if the homeless person's aggressive about the money, it's like any situation, right? It's like sales. If you're in sales and you're like a car salesman, You don't walk up to someone and go, all right, you buying the Dodge Charger or not?
Quit being a pussy and buy the fucking Charger.
Exactly. Like, you don't do that.
Right.
So why would a homeless person, you're selling me something. You're selling me the idea of me giving you $5.
Yeah.
Why are you coming on aggressively? I'm
I
not
get
trying
that.
to be mean.
I get that.
I'm just trying to get back to my hotel.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
I understand. Well, that kind of happened. One of like in the restaurant industry, I've only had one person do this. Literally ask if they're going to put a tip on there or not. Like, because it was like a credit card or something. And I was sitting there, I was flabbergasted. I'm like, because it's a tip. Yes, it's expected,
Right.
but it's a tip. It's gratuity. It is charity, essentially.
Yeah.
And I was mortified. But at the same point in time, I was like, you know what? Respect. That's, I mean.
That's funny. You got to put a tip on there?
Well, especially when they like go all the way to the guest's room at 10 o'clock at night. Ask it like, hey, you didn't sign or put a tip on here. Are you going to do that? And
No.
I was like, oh. And then huge respect for the guest because I was like, all right.
Yeah. I mean, I guess in that situation, like if you have something brought up to your room, I don't know.
No. They weren't. This was after they left the restaurant.
Oh.
They chased the person down.
And they were like,
are you going to put a tip on here or not?
oh my
That's
gosh,
why I was mortified.
Bro, what?
Yeah, that's why I was
the
mortified.
waiter chased down
Yes.
the patron and was
Yes.
I
would be livid if I was the guest.
Dude, there's a video going around. Well, that was going around of this dude. He's like a DoorDasher.
Okay.
And he goes up to this house and he drops off the DoorDash, and then
Just
the lady,
a little pa.
the lady comes back and she's like,
Food's here.
she's like, back up, Fido, and the dog's like,
Okay.
and I don't know why I brought up the dog. He has nothing to do with the video, but there's a dog.
That's awesome.
Love dogs.
Right.
And so this guy hands her the food. She grabs the food, and then as he walks away, he turns around and he goes, "It's a really nice house for a $5 tip."
Oh.
And it's like I couldn't finish the video. I exited.
Yeah.
I was like,
I can't.
I don't have to see that.
You're right.
But
like your heart might stop if you finish watching that movie.
Immediately in my head, I start coming up with scenarios of how I would react to that.
Of course.
And the first thing I thought was doors coming off the hinges. I'm hitting him in the head with the door,
Right.
But then I was like, let's be more realistic.
Right.
Eye gouge.
Right. Just pop them out. Make sure you keep the ocular cavity intact so that they could see you do it.
How do you react to that?
I don't know.
Let's say, okay, here, we'll play the situation out.
Okay.
Right? I'm the
Because
DoorDasher.
there's what you want to say.
Yeah.
But then there's I don't think I would say anything.
Right.
I would just be sitting there, and then I would just shut the door.
Yeah.
And then I would come up with 25 things to say afterwards.
Yeah. You'd be in the kitchen going,
Fucking God.
Yeah.
You fucking ungrateful prick.
That reminds me of this one time with my fiance.
Mm-hmm.
She thought that we were upset at each other because of the way that we were texting or something. It was very early on in the relationship.
Oh, okay.
And she's not much of a cusser. She doesn't curse a lot. So I'm I walk into the house and she doesn't realize I'm there because we don't have a ring yet, right? And I'm walking up to the bedroom and I hear her talking. I'm like, oh, she must be on the phone. And I looked at the door and she's standing there stomping and she's going, "You want to flip and fight it out? We're gonna flip and fight this flip and flipper out. We'll flip and fight, right, dude?" I was flabbergasted.
That is fantastic.
Because you gotta understand, for her to get to the point
Wait,
of
where
using
she's
flipping,
flipping?
I was like, uh-oh.
And arguing with you who is not there.
Yeah,
you?
exactly. But that's what I would imagine myself doing.
Oh, I would totally be. I do that all the time.
Awkward. What would happen is he would be like, nice house for $5 tip, and I would be like, have a great night.
I don't even know if I would say anything. I would just shut the door.
And then it would take a couple of minutes, and then before I know it, I'm pacing my hallway, going $5 tip, nice house. How about
you get a fucking real job?
How about I freaking throw this house on you, dude? How about that? How about
What's
that?
up? What's up?
How about I throw water on your car or something, dude? Yeah.
I'll slash your tires.
You wouldn't like
bro.
that. You wouldn't like that. And then like before I know it, I'm crying and eating my Arby's.
into the pizza.
Yeah. I have curly fries or soggy curly fries. I'm eating
This
through
is what I deserve.
extra salty. Yeah. Should've left the $5 tip. I knew it was too little. Look, I know it said it's the like because that's the thing on DoorDash. You know they give the opportunity to tip. I always go with the middle tip, right? Because it's just like you know, especially with the tips the way they are now. Like back when DoorDash first started, it was like $3. Now it's like, oh hey, pizza at 7:30 at night, $26 tip. Yeah, that's what's fair. And it's like, what are you fucking paying these people?
Yeah,
I feel like that's the thing that's happened, right? So like it's similar to Airbnb, right? This whole like thing where we allow people, we're not allow, but like businesses where people are kind of their own bosses or provide their own type of service, right? Like DoorDash, they work under a corporation, but it's essentially them driving their own vehicle.
Yeah, DoorDash,
picking up,
Uber,
stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Same with Airbnb. Like
Okay.
it's under the Airbnb cloud, but like it's their house or like it's their rental, so they have to clean it or whatever, right? And so DoorDash, like Airbnb at first was a great idea because it was like, oh, it's a place where you could go and spend a night somewhere cheaply or whatever. Whereas like now it's like you spend one night there and like you maybe leave like a dirty dish in the sink and you get like a fucking $250 cleaning fee for it. And you didn't strip the bed sheets off the bed and you didn't sweep and mop the floors and vacuum and you didn't feed the fucking cat who was apparently there the whole time. And like,
I didn't even know we had a cat here.
That's why I'm saying like people used to talk shit about hotels.
At least they did all that shit for you.
Not only that, they give you breakfast. Like at least they're like, hey, you know, here's a wet egg and you know,
like you can make your own waffle maybe.
Yeah, if you're lucky and there's not a 6-year-old burning his hand in the waffle maker,
right?
And we have to stop it. Because,
cereal with 2% milk.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's always a weird feeling going to the continental breakfast the next morning, eating your meal and then going back for seconds. I don't know about you. I always feel horrible going back for seconds because I'm like,
I've never done that.
Oh, really? I must be a bad person.
I very rarely do I go to the because I'm rarely up for the continental breakfast if I do stay somewhere. And two, it's usually I send somebody down to get food and then bring it back to me. Not like a work, my family. I'll stress that.
Okay.
I'm not just like pulling over a bellboy.
No, you call.
I need you to go get me a plate.
You call the front desk.
I need you to bring me up a plate, dude.
No, I like to imagine you start it with, "Hi, the batteries in my remote aren't working." Oh, yes, sir. Hey, and you know, while you're on
your
your
way up,
could you get me a plate of biscuits and gravy, maybe an omelet on the side?
Yeah.
If you want to grab me a 2% milk, an orange juice, an apple juice, and
some fresh fruit in there. If you could just throw that in there,
yeah.
that would be awesome. Yeah, thank you.
The phone's already hung up. Continental breakfasts are a weird situation because you're having breakfast with people that you've never seen before. And I know that it's like, it's a lot more intimate than going to a diner.
Right.
Right. Because there's like, I will never understand people who are still in their pajamas.
Oh yeah.
When they're chilling at the Continental
I
breakfast.
feel that completely.
Like, unless you're living in the hotel. Or actually, unless you own the hotel.
I was gonna say you have to own that hotel.
You better not be down there in some slides and in
your ratty ass basketball shorts,
or that they got the pajamas on and the buttons open, and you're like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those are always the worst, dude. Because like it's always so awkward because you make eye contact with them, right? Because usually when I get to the continental breakfast, t-shirts on, jeans.
Yeah.
Even if I'm there again, or if I'm just going back to my room after it, I'm still
like at least
I'm dressed. Yeah. I don't understand. It's like people who take their shoes off on airplanes.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Why?
I feel. How are you so comfortable in this situation?
Yeah. We are 1,000 feet up in the air. How do you feel comfortable right now?
You're surrounded by 20 strangers, and you just walked in
the middle
here,
of a lobby.
Yeah, and you just walked in here with pajama bottoms and a giant hole in your ass, and it's like showing cheek, and you're just casually grabbing like a fucking omelet, tossing that on a plate, getting some orange juice, bending over to grab something. And everyone's like, "Oh, God."
Yeah."
You're eating like me eating biscuits and gravy, looking down, going,
I'm not even fucking hungry anymore. Yeah, that is a very strange occurrence.
So on the topic of hotels, I watched this show the other day. It's like Unexplained Mysteries or something like that. It's one of those ghost hunting shows.
Okay.
Which, I mean, are always just quality content for, like, you know, some of the worst things you'll ever see.
Oh, what was that? What was that?
Well, no, so it was like one of those documentary type of things where they're like, Terry is a teacher in an Irish school, and they saw video footage of the lockers being blown in and out and back and forth and blah, 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 right?
Mm.
And then they go to the guy and he's like, yeah, I was working late at night and I looked over and I saw the lockers started moving, and I ran out of there as quick as I could, and we went back and I showed the video to my headmaster, and then they showed the headmaster and he's like, yeah, I wouldn't believe it if I didn't see it, to be personal with you. And I'm like, when I watch those shows, I'm like, who's watching this so gullible that they're like, that must have happened.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And there's so many of those. There's because it like started out with like ghost hunters, taps, I want to say, and now there's like Ghost Brothers. There's that, I guess, Unexplained Mystery.
Yeah, it's like cooking shows. There's like a million of them,
and they're all the same, exact same. So why we need 25 different episodes or different shows? I don't know.
Me and my brother have been hunting ghosts for the last 35 years. Yes, we still live with my mom. Why do you ask?
No, the thing with Ghost Brothers, like the whole gimmick behind it is that it's black people going and hunting these
awesome.
Ghosts.
That's probably the best.
I don't know. I don't watch much of it. My mom does though.
No, see, but that makes it unique.
Yeah.
You know? Because it's usually like some crispy white Mayo dude, you know?
Yeah, from the suburbs.
Yeah, and he's got the gelled up hair, and his brother's got the same haircut, but it's gelled a little bit differently.
Yeah, and he has like the visor
Yeah.
on. It's not a hat, it's the visor.
Yeah. And they take it way too seriously.
Yeah.
Like they show up and they're like, spirits walk among these halls.
Yeah. And they like bring out all this weird ass equipment. They don't even know what half of it does.
Yeah. They're just like, this is a taromometer, and if you listen closely, we set it in rooms, and every once in a while there's a spark or a bit of a spike in the noise, and that's how you know there has to be paranormal activity afoot. And like it's just a guy. Like the paranormal activity is like, is there, like they walk into a room and they're like, is there anybody here? Anybody at all? Please speak.
Did you hear that? Yeah. There's a dark presence here.
Something happening again. I like to think that's like a guy's just trying to conceal his farts. So he's telling everyone in the room it was a ghost.
No, it's ghosts, man. It's ghosts.
I have been with Zach for 30 years. He would never lie.
Yeah, that's ghosts.
Yeah, we got to get out of here. What was that? What was that? Guy coming out of the bathroom. Yeah, I don't know what that was.
It's great.
Must
Ghosts.
have been paranormal activity. I wanna be in the room because like my thing is, it's always dark. They always like turn all the lights out and they're like, we're gonna go to an abandoned hospital. And you're walking into an abandoned hospital. Your first thought's not, hey, there's probably a homeless person living here.
Squatters.
Or a squatter.
Yeah.
No, it's ghosts.
It's ghosts. They're the only thing that can inhabit this dwelling.
That's the only reasonable explanation here is that there's a ghost in this room.
Yeah. Okay, so what's your opinion on those, like, what do they call them? Urban explorers or whatnot that, like, it's like the ghost hunting shows, but it's like YouTube or something.
You mean the guys who go into, like abandoned
old
hospitals?
asylums and stuff like that, and
I think
it's almost like they're daring themselves to, nobody asked them to do it. But they're like, no, this is necessary. Our work is important.
They're the guy at the party who keeps going like, who wants me to chug this beer? I'll chug this beer right now. Does anyone
Does
want
somebody
it?
dare me?
Yeah, and it's like
dare me.
It's like a Monopoly night. You know, it's like, Derek, just sit down, dude.
Derek,
please, Derek.
It's your role. It's your role.
And finally, one day, he realized that he could make a living doing that same thing, but just like running through asylums.
Yep.
I always love it when they like walk down the hallway and they like see a person like walk and they're like, oh,
I'm gonna go check it out.
Yeah, they run towards it.
Yeah.
What is wrong with it? Why?
Because again, it's more than likely not a ghost, but it's probably Patrick who's been living there, quote unquote, for the past 3 months, and you're intruding on his home.
More than likely, an incredibly dangerous person.
Yeah. And you don't even have to consider that. Like, these are abandoned places. You could fall through the fucking ceiling. You could. There's a plethora of variables and bad outcomes other than paranormal activity.
No, it's ghosts.
It's
So I fell through I fell 3 stories and broke both of my legs. Clearly, the ghost doesn't want us to be here. So we're going to stay the night.
Right?
And it's like, "Bow," next time on Ghost Hunters.
Yeah.
And then it's always like a shot of someone being like, someone
What
here.
was that?
What's the South Park bit? There's a warm liquid emanating from my pants. This must be ectoplasm.
Yeah.
There's ectoplasm emanating from my... It's coming out of me too. It's coming out of me too. Oh.
It's got me. Yeah.
Imagine like you're a cameraman and you didn't take a shower that day and you're in a room and like, you know how they go like, it smells like sulfur in here.
Oh, God.
Oh, I knew I should have showered this morning.
it.
Tuck, it's coming from you. Tucker, it's coming off of
I
your
think
body.
the ghost got you. All right.
Yeah.
We're going to have to perform an exorcism.
Yeah, it's definitely the ghost.
Yeah. I
Uh-huh.
shower regularly, so it has to be.
Well,
I smell like Bath and Body Works. So.
Yeah. Imagine the host of Ghost Hunters coming up to you and going, yeah. Yeah, that's a ghost. And he's like up in your armpits. And you're
Okay.
like, he's like,
You know what? You can go ahead and you can take my name off of this project.
No.
I'm going elsewhere.
you can't break the circle. We've already started the Ouija board.
Wait.
When did you start the Ouija board?
I did not approve of this.
Where did you get that? Why do you have it? What is that? We got it off of Mama Jubilee from Louisiana.
She has an Amazon account.
She put, yeah, that sells on Amazon.
With Ouija board.
Yeah, only 137 left in stock. Order now.
Oh, the whole thing was written in virgin's blood.
Yeah. It says made.
Act now, 128.
It says made in India on the back.
Oh, that's dark. That's dark.
Sorry. It's not made in the USA.
Not like we're going to kill our own virgins.
Well, no, if it was made in the USA, it'd just catch on fire by itself. And then they'd have more of a reason to think there's a demon in the room.
Yeah.
Because, you know, U.S. products, shoddy material.
Some.
Most.
Some. Actually, if we look at it, what is actually the last thing that was really made in the U.S. other than knives or guns?
Bruce Springsteen.
Canadian.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
No.
Hold on.
Stop.
I might be wrong.
The boss. Hold on. We have entrusted our American freedom and our American music and anthems to a Canadian? There is absolutely no way. Where was he born? Saskatchewan? He was actually saying born in the U.S., and then he went, born in the USA. You know how Canadians say A? Dude, that was good, huh? Hold on. Let's see. Where's the...
Okay,
There we go.
he was born in the U.S., but it was New Jersey, so I'm still gonna count that he is not a true American.
I don't know, man. I was just in New Jersey, and there's some pretty American...
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think. There was flags.
Okay. Yeah.
Ghost hunters. We're here at the New Jersey Pier.
We're hunting ghosts.
He gets in the ocean. I'm wet for some reason.
It has to be ghosts.
Paranormal activity. Please, someone get me out of here. It has me. Dude, just get out of the ocean.
No, it's got me. It's got me.
What's that smell again? Oh, jeez. You know, I
I
feel
haven't
like he
been
does
to the
it.
hotel yet.
I feel like he does it specifically so that I stop calling him out on his bullshit. I love ghost shows though, because I like to believe, you know, because I mean, don't get me wrong, I've seen some things, right? Yeah, I've seen like
some stuff.
Yeah, some things, some stuff, you know.
Wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, like I've been in rooms where like you look around and like you sense a presence, you know what I mean? And then it just turns out that you're like family members home or something.
Yeah.
And you just weren't aware that they were
It
there.
just turns out you were a little too high that day.
You've never had you're standing
No,
at
it's ghosts.
you're standing at the window. There's like figures moving outside. Those are people.
It's a street.
There's shadows in my room that you got a lamp on.
You're like,
You have the fan going. The shadows.
it's fucking ghosts.
Have you ever
Ghosts.
have you ever had a paranormal experience?
A handful.
Okay, so you do believe in ghosts.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, my old house I firmly believe was haunted.
Yeah.
By a handful, mostly our dogs, because I would like be laying in bed and I would feel my old dog there.
You just hear.
Yeah,
It's Zach from
that's what it is.
No,
It's paranormal activity.
but you would feel like a dog like brush up against you? Or
Yeah.
what? Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
You're lying.
No, legitimate.
Okay. Hold on. So what's the creepiest experience you had?
Probably actually in the woods that we used to drive through all the time. No, remember that one time
There's a dude lathering himself with lotion in the middle of the road.
yeah,
It's got to be a ghost.
it's ghosts.
Yeah. I mean, but that's plausible because, like, I guess that's something a ghost would do. Is like stand there and lather themselves with lotion in the middle of the road. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally normal ghost activity.
That has to be a ghost.
Yeah, it's paranormal
I cut you
activity.
off. I'm sorry. So
No,
you
you're
were
good.
you were in the woods.
No, one that we used to go through all the
Mhm.
time, and
The one where we popped the tire.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So it would only be like every once in a while, but like certain nights where it's almost like you pass a barrier of I'm not supposed to fucking be here right now. And I don't test that shit. I don't test it. I turned right the fuck around.
Like
and
a stomach kind of thing or what?
all whole body thing. Like you're just not supposed to fucking be there.
Yeah.
And
Warm liquid emanating from
yes,
your pants.
it's paranormal activity.
Ectoplasm.
It's ectoplasm. But I don't fuck with that shit. So I just turned
Mhm.
around. A lot of the times I will just not put myself in that situation.
I get that.
But like my old house, it wasn't creepy because I don't when I grew up in that house.
Yeah.
So
you were like,
you see
first name
somebody
basis.
running down the hallway,
yeah.
despite the fact that you're home alone, you get used to that. So yeah.
I just feel like you're coming out as a schizophrenic to me right now. This is your.
Well, if you look at some of the old podcasts, I mean, that is probably pretty plausible, undiagnosed.
And no, like even if it's like a haunting, I just love the idea that you're used to like like a ghost is trying to freak you the fuck out.
Calm down, Melissa. Jesus.
She's like standing in the corner, white bleach. Ah!
Can you calm down? All right, I'm trying to
It's-
watch a movie.
It is 2 a.m, Melissa.
This is not the time, dude.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go to bed. Go to bed.
Okay, but I have a
I'll
good
talk
night.
to you tomorrow.
Okay. Well, I'm very sorry.
You're good.
do
You're
apologize.
good. Just
Okay, it just
Reel it
floats
in. All right.
through the door.
reel it in a little bit. All right. That's all I'm asking.
You can't use that room anymore. I'm sorry. I
It's
didn't-
for my records.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
the ghost. The ghost is a guy staying in the room trying to have alone time listening to his records.
Yep.
He's got the Monster
Monster
Mash.
God, Jerry, again with this record.
Monster Mash.
Jerry, this song is not scary. All right, you're not creeping anybody out.
Not even.
You're
like,
just annoying.
not even like one person.
No, I'm the only one in this house.
I mean, look, I know I've done this for like the last 20 years, but
Yeah.
when you were a
Get
kid,
some-
it used to freak you out.
Yeah, we'll get some new material. All right.
White bleach.
I'm
Melissa,
27.
I am talking to Jerry.
All right. A and B conversation. See your way out of it.
Meanwhile, Zach, seriously,
Zach.
dude, get off of my back. Thank you for letting us into your house. I'm starting to really
Like regret this. Like
I'm regretting letting you in here. I'm tired of this.
Yeah,
dude.
you're riling the actual ghosts up, and you're freaking out about the non-ghosts.
Wait, there's ghosts in here? Are you serious?
That's why I invited you here.
Somebody get the commenter boppiter. Brings it in. It's like in a giant metal case. Some like overweight dude. What's that noise? That's me.
I can't breathe.
Sorry. Sorry. I keep forgetting about that. And then like they put it on, and for once they actually hear the Monster Mash. It was the Monster Mash. Oh, what is that?
Jerry.
Oh,
It's Jerry.
oh, it's happening again. He's like, again, just.
No one's around you. So I don't know what you were complaining about, Zachariah.
What's that smell? Seriously, dude, I know. I get it, okay? I don't shower often enough, apparently.
Yeah, you should fix that.
I want to be on one of those shows. Not
Oh,
as,
I would love it.
Not as like I want to be a ghost on one of those shows.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be pretty sick.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Like if the afterlife is like you just having to waltz around town, you know, a man about town essentially.
So you want to be haunting an entire city?
Yeah, sure. Why not? You know?
I thought. Well, okay. What would be the rules?
Well, you know, like you go to the gas station, you go to like try and fill it up with Mountain Dew, and I, a ghost, have sneakily made my way into the back and changed it Mountain Dew over to like Dr. Pepper, and you're like, what is this?
This isn't Mountain Dew.
And then I'm like, ooh. But no one hears me, right? Except for Zach. And
Right, because he knows. Yeah.
His shrimp and mababa thing or whatever.
Baba. Right.
I mean, because I feel like that's the only way to be a ghost is like if you're allowed free reign around town.
Well, I don't know, because, okay, like let's say you look at like American Horror Story. I think it's, well, actually, all throughout the series, the ghosts, like you have to inhabit the dwelling where you died. But apparently there's just like a never-ending supply of whiskey, cigarettes.
Okay, so if you die, what if you die outside?
Then, like in that show,
And you're not like you're in the middle of the road.
Well, then you go to the afterlife. Like,
so
they don't go into details on what that is.
Okay, so if you die in your house, you're fucked. Essentially.
Well, no, like it has to be a spot of evil in the show. Like
okay.
the murder house is like
A spot of
if you
evil.
die, you get stuck there. The hotel in the 5th season, if you die there, you get stuck there because like you're bound by some ancient evil magic.
Okay.
But there's a never-ending supply of whiskey and cigarettes because all the ghosts are constantly drinking and smoking.
Which is weird.
Right. Like
They don't have intestines or lungs that work.
They sit there and smoke their Pall Malls all the fucking day.
Drinking whiskey and not actually. I don't like that.
You know?
See, those rules don't make any sense to me.
Why not?
Because how are you using like human things like drinking whiskey and smoking cigarettes?
But maybe it's a
Like,
ghost cigarette. Maybe there's a specific ghost brand of Marlboros.
No, here
Marlboro
we go again.
Ghost.
The Marlboro Man.
That's it. That he lives there too. So
he just distributes.
yeah.
He's like the
Buck a cigarette.
He's like a prison, like the guy in the prison who keeps distributing things.
Yeah.
All the ghost guards are really upset with him. How do you keep getting this? I'm a ghost, dude.
I just fucking do it, dude. Fucking figure it out.
It's my life.
well,
Except not. Yeah. Every time you watch like a movie or a show that has a ghost, why are they always just like doing like it's not dangerous, you know? Like they just slam doors or they like leave footsteps on your floor. You know, maybe they flip a chair every once in a while.
So you're upset that the ghosts aren't killing people?
No. I'm happy about that. I prefer them not to kill people. I'm just saying I don't understand the logic behind like slamming a door if you're a ghost. You know?
Okay, I guess I kind of understand that. I guess like the theory is supposed to be that like a ghost is here because either they don't know they're dead or they...
Oh, so it's like Beetlejuice.
No, Beetlejuice knows he's dead.
No, the couple in Beetlejuice.
Oh yeah, but then they realize that they're
dead, and then
but then they're still ghosts, so it's not like really Beetlejuice.
But they're trying to get rid of the people who move into the house. Remember?
Right. So maybe like that's a purpose, and like that's why they're still bound to the mortal plane. Who knows? But yeah, like it's supposed to be like you have unfinished business essentially, and that's why you're still here, but you don't really realize you're dead. So them like slamming the door is like the last few minutes of their life they were pissed off and slammed a door.
Ah, okay. So it's like a repetitive kind of thing?
Like you're stuck in a... And they even address that in the American Horror Story where like some ghosts aren't aware that they're dead. And so they keep going through the routine of when they died, whereas some like they die and they're like, oh, I'm fucking dead. Let me go smoke a cigarette and go hassle the fucking help.
You know what I hate about the first season of American Horror Story?
it could have ended 10 different times.
Well, yeah, that. But like the husband, you know, like when he sleeps with the French maid.
Yes.
You're like, what was his logic? Oh, she's just a French maid. We're in modern times, but I have a French maid.
Well, she's not a French maid.
No, she was like in a French maid outfit. She had like
she was in a maid outfit. That's not.
Yeah, but like, dude, I mean, in like 2000.
It's not a Halloween costume.
No, it technically was. Because like she literally had like the duster and everything.
Yeah, but she was a maid.
Yeah, but in 2008, like I expect my maid
she
to...
had died way early. It was like in the 50s that she died.
I get that, but it's set in 2008, and I have a maid coming over. If I had a maid show up and she was wearing a French maid outfit, I would
it's
be
not
like,
a French maid outfit. It's just a maid outfit.
okay, if she's wearing that specific type of maid outfit, the black, white,
right.
yeah, where she looks like she's from like, you know, old timey vaudeville,
Okay.
I'm gonna be like, what are you doing here? You know what I mean? Like, I expect my maid to show up in regular clothes and just be like, hi, I'm here to clean the house.
Well, maybe he didn't think that far ahead.
Apparently, he didn't think at all.
Well, he was thinking with his dick was the issue.
Look, man, like that's my issue with it. It's like,
Yeah, there's a lot of things that don't make sense.
yeah. Oh, hey, it's a French maid.
Yeah, and the whole like leather outfit thing was weird too.
Yeah.
Like she's just supposed to say, he wore the thing, he wants to be kinky.
Yeah.
Like,
what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a stupid show.
I'm not gonna say it's stupid. The first season was way too much shit packed
I'm not gonna have
into
another
one
Motley
season.
Crue debate with you here. I'm just gonna let you know I'm not. There's been very few seasons of American Horror Story where I've been like totally like gripped.
What about Coven? That's the third season.
It was good. I got like 4 episodes into it.
Oh man, that's one of my
sure
favorites.
I'm
It's
sure
really
yeah.
good. Freak Show was
But you also have to understand, like,
Asylum was
my brain works in a really weird way where like if I don't immediately start to like something in the first few episodes, I'm like, yeah.
Well, I'm the same way. Like I'll at least give it 2, and then if I'm not interested by then, I'm done.
That's how I am.
Okay.
You know? And like it sucks because like I've heard so many good things about Coven, and
Coven's really, really good. Hotel's really good.
yeah, and I always get like 3 episodes in, and I'm like, all right, dude, I've had enough exposition here. Give me some action, you know. And then the action's always like the same thing. It's like, here's some blood, here's some guts. Are you scared yet?
And see, I don't think you've like watched.
I'm like, just
through
turn.
enough.
I'm
to
like, Jerry,
get
turn
to
the
it.
monster mash off. You know, it just doesn't. It just. I mean, because maybe it's just because like my fear for ghosts in real life is very like high. So like seeing it depicted, maybe there's a part of my brain that just wants to block it out because I'm like,
no, you don't even want. Yeah, I
Like,
can empathize with that.
I'm the type of person who watches like a scary movie and literally does like the ear muff thing. Like I'll cover my ears and be like,
really?
yeah,
Oh,
you know, real manly shit.
Yeah, I'm not making fun of you.
It's all right.
I'm just.
You can.
Well, no, I'm the polar opposite. I have loved horror my entire life. So
See, like I think have we talked about this before? I think we have, but like slasher flicks, I'm totally fine with.
mm-hmm.
But I don't know, ghost stories, and it's not even the ghost itself because I actually do enjoy a show that can be creepy. What I hate about it is jump scares. I don't get why every movie has to like or show has to always have like that ring, you know, moment where it's like, oh, jump, you know.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I like to just feel creeped out. Like,
well, American Horror Story actually does that very well. They don't really rely on jump scares.
See, but like The Conjuring, I feel like if it didn't have all the stupid jump scares, I feel like the only jump scare it really needed to have was that clap.
Yeah, that one was
That's
good.
it. Like I would have been fine with that. I'd been like, wow, that like my body feels weird and I'm scared and I want to crawl into a hole right now. You know what I mean? But then they do it like 20 more times to the point where like I'm annoyed because I'm like, there's a jump scare coming.
You're right.
And that's
when you can call it, or even worse, call the fake out jump scare.
You talking about like the first Insidious?
Where-
We just talked about this, last episode. I think.
Yeah, but like that slow pan, and then it's gonna be a jump scare. Just kidding.
It's a raincoat.
Yeah, it's not a jump scare. Jump scare.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel you there.
Because it's annoying.
Well, that's why I respect movies like The Shining a lot. Is
that
there's like no jump scares at all,
and it's still like, dude.
but it's palpable.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. At the end, whenever she's like running through the hotel and that dude comes out. I think he's got like the arrow or something through his head or
Or
something.
it's like his head's cracked. Like he got like
a
bludgeoned.
hatchet or something. Yeah. And he's like talking to her just normally.
Yeah.
Ugh, dude,
Great
the
scene.
feeling that you feel, like that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I like The Shining so much, because it genuinely, like, I remember hearing about that scene where the bunny is giving head to the person.
The guy in the dog suit.
Yeah, that thing.
It makes more sense if you read the book.
Right. But like I remember hearing about that and being like, that's hilarious, right? But then you watch the movie and you get to that point and you see that and like blood
It's
curdling.
unnerving.
You're like, ew, what? Like when the ghosts all start like popping out and like feeling comfortable to like show them. Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very well done.
I will say it doesn't make any sense that ghost let Jack out.
What do you mean?
Remember whenever he's stuck in the freezer and the ghost comes up and he's like,
Well, because he has to kill his family.
right, but like I thought ghosts couldn't interact with the mortal realm in that movie or in that story. Unless the ghost like used all his power to like.
Well, I'm trying to remember how that happened in the book, and if there's more explanation. I want to say it was like they showed him. I want to say it's like they didn't unlock the door for him. They like showed him
How?
how he would do it.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because like I remember watching the movie, I was like, how do you even get out?
Yeah.
The ghost can't
That
move
is
the
like
door.
a little bit of a plot hole there.
Because if that's the case, then the ghost would just kill.
Right.
Yeah. And it's just, But like I said, when they start showing up.
Yeah. A lot of that is due to the sound design where the creepy shit is silent, and then the stuff that you would think like the jump scare where it's not loud. It's not loud. It stays
Loud.
quiet.
Quiet, yeah.
And it's loud when not scary shit is happening. It flips the script on how you generally do a score to a scary movie.
Well, yeah, because like I said, I mean, that's that scene with the dude with the bludgeoned head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
when they show him,
he's just talking.
Ew.
Yeah.
Or like when he walks in to the bar, and then he like turns around and like there's people like dancing and dude.
Yeah.
Ugh. Like, I think that's my thing is like creepy face makeup stuff like that. Totally down with.
Yeah.
I don't know if I brought this up in the last podcast when we talked about Insidious, but there's that scene with the chick holding the gun and like her family is like on the couch and they all got shot with the shotgun.
Oh yeah.
And they do the close up of her face. She's got that freaky smile.
Yeah.
That's the scariest part of the whole movie.
Yeah.
It's not the, tiptoe through, like none of that. It's not the freaking guy sitting behind him, like,
Yeah.
or like the lady. Well, there's that part where she like hears the nursery rhyme over the baby thing, and then she walks up, and she looks in the baby's room, and the lady's just standing behind like her. Oh,
yeah,
I just got chills now, dude.
Yeah, that was good, but
yeah. I don't know. Anyways, dude, I think we've had a good episode.
I think so.
We appreciate you guys listening, as always. Thanks for following. Thanks for rating. Thanks for subscribing. If you could, give us some reviews on podcast or Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Leave some comments on YouTube. Let us know things you want to talk about. Give us some questions, stuff like that. If you're here now,
we're here for the interaction as well. So,
yeah. But we really appreciate you guys, the audience, everyone who's been listening. Maybe at this point we might be looking into some bonus content and talking about maybe opening up a Patreon. Where you can support us directly, and we can start maybe giving you a little bit more quality other than just a couple of dudes talking to some microphones over a podcast. But if this is what you like, then, we can keep it that way too.
Yeah.
Thanks again. I've been Juan.
I am always Richard.
And yeah, dude, we've been shooting from the hip.
What does the red mean?
It just means it's recording.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's all.